to all those people that helped me because it was like we did it. Like we got back to where we wanted to be. So yeah, that was probably my favourite moment at the Eagles, I would say, and probably footy most generally, I'd say.
Yeah. Where would you rate? I think it was it Dana Hooker? Yeah. Well, the bump that she laid on. Was it a Geelong player or something? She got a couple of weeks.
Oh, Swanee, Emma Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the best bump I've ever seen. It was the fairest bump.
I remember Soph Nymphus messaged me the next day. She was like, she sent me all these like little clips. She's like, what is wrong with this? And I was like, nothing.
That was a solid, like I could feel that to like my bones, but it was fair.
Yeah, it was fair. Yeah, it was a good hit. And Swanee only knows one way, and that's hard. Flat chaps, which is why everyone loves her. She never gives up. But I remember talking to her. I was like, I'm so like, I can't believe you got 2 weeks for that. And she was towing the party line. And like, like it is what it is. But deep down, she was annoyed as well because she was just playing footy. It's not her fault. The other girl was weaker than her and wasn't ready for it. It's not like you can go, hey Matt, I'm going to hit you now, so just brace and be ready for that. Like that's not part of the game.
What do you think about? Did you see David McKay and Hunter Clark incident?
Again, I think he was just playing footy. Like. Okay, maybe he could have gone more the ball, but I think purely that was just a football
well, he got
collision. Cleared. Yeah, I think that's probably good because I think if you start suspending people for that, it's like, well, where do you draw the line? And the match review panel. So some of the things that they suspend and then don't suspend, like 1 week a sling tackle's bad and the next week you get off.
Well, I think that it's hard, right? Because there's they've come out and they've said the head is as soon as something that touches the head, you're done.
But then a couple of weeks ago, someone knocked someone out and didn't get anything for it.
Yeah.
And
what about
where's the precedent?
You can argue that every marker of the year is
a push in the back
or like head high contact.
Yeah,
but what's the difference if I'm going to take marker of the year on you and my knee goes straight to the back of your head
and I get knocked out?
And you get knocked out. Is that a free kick to you, or am I going to get suspended for 6 weeks?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, that's spectacular. Oh, free kick. It's like, what for? Yeah, I think they're put themselves in a huge grey area, I reckon, because then they're not consistent about it either.
And with like sling tackle, if you sling someone and I land and my head doesn't hit, my shoulder hits the floor first, but not my head, and fine. I get and then it's only if you hit your head. It's an outcome,
which is silly because it's like the action is still bad. Like that double motion is still bad. Like. I mean, that's how I got knocked out earlier this year because the chick, one night didn't actually have the ball, got rid of it. She just went bang, bang, dumped me into the turf. And initially, the umpire said it was a push in the back for starters. Like he watched the replay. I'm like, what are these people watching? And then like just the action itself, okay, wrap me up, whatever, that's fine. But you don't need to then double dump. And I think people just don't really know or haven't really learnt how to tackle properly. And even when it still happens in the men's footy, it's like obviously we don't take enough care in actually teaching how to do it. Like I remember growing up, everyone was like, chicken wing people. And I'm like, that is actually so dangerous because then where am I got to fall?
Oh, yeah. And then your shoulders fucked.
Yeah, as well. But like I remember literally getting taught that's how you should tackle. It's like
I was talking to one of our players, I think it was at Richmond. They had like a wrestling coach, like wrestling jiu-jitsu guy, and they weren't like teaching tackling, but they were like doing like takedowns and like learning how to grapple with each other essentially. It'd be interesting. I reckon that could be one of the things that maybe could come into women's footy and could help out. Just like not so much like learning how to tackle, but also like grappling, like
learning
being
where to be. Yeah.
Also like physical contact, like getting up in each other's face.
Yeah. I think at the AFL last year at Eagles, we did that a little bit. Like the rolling around and stuff like that, just to learn how to fall as well. Like we were talking about gymnastics before, we started doing like roly-polies and stuff like that to just know where you are and know how to control your body. Because I think that's one of the biggest issues, and we mentioned it before for females, because they just don't know where they are because they haven't done it. So, yeah, that grappling stuff, I agree with you. I don't really like doing it because I hate rolling on the floor, just in the dirt and wet, but it does definitely have a place, I think.
It's all about that, being uncomfortable, being comfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable phrase. And it's also better. It's a good challenge, like, because it's so far removed of the, like, footy. Well, like,
but it's so much relevant part of it,
like being able to get into a contest and being up in someone's business and, legs going that way, your legs, someone's foot's at your head and then someone's tackling the balls, sometimes you have to be in like in a weird position. You have to contort your body and try to reach for the ball between your legs and someone's coming under your legs. And
I was actually having this similar conversation with Jenny Wallace the other day. She's obviously played cricket for WA for a long time. She's helping us down at Subi now. And she was like, do you guys ever like practice like diving to catch the ball? Because obviously that's a big part of cricket. And I was like, no, not really. It's more just an instinct thing. She's like, there's so many times you watch girls like go to get a ground ball or whatever, and they just like either can't pick it up or they don't know how to go. And she was like, that could be something that we could work on. I was like, that's probably similar to what we're touching on now. Like just being exposed to that awareness of like, yeah, okay, you're going to fall on the floor and it's not going to be great, but you got to know how to do it and then you protect yourself. And I was like, that's actually a pretty valid point and interesting that obviously it's again come up now. So I think it's definitely an area.
Yeah, it's because especially in women's sport, maybe because the
ball does spend a lot of time on the floor.
There's also an element of danger as well, training that way, especially women a little bit more fragile in terms of getting hurt.
Yeah, that with the loading and stuff like that as well. So I suppose that's where we as S&C's got to find that happy balance. But okay, this is where you need to get to. This is where we are. So how do we meet somewhere?